Greetings, 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 greetings. Put something in here just in case someone wants to commune. How are you? How are you? How are you? Good evening, good evening, good evening on this Sunday, on this self-care, self-love, sacred Sunday. Ashe, Ashe. How are y'all feeling? Greetings, greetings, greetings. How are you? I just wanted to pop in, say hi, see what's popping in these streets, see how y'all feeling, see how y'all doing, see how y'all navigating. We are nearing and venturing out of Aries pretty soon. We'll be going into Taurus. Yeah, but we still have the essence and energy of the fiery season of Aries. The moon is definitely lit. I think we were here almost a week ago, and we were talking about the new moon and just trying to see, how we were going to start, whether we were starting over, whether we were scrapping some ideas, some thoughts, were we making room for new avenues, new ideas, new thoughts to come on in. And just how we were going to move. So I just wanted to check and see if, how y'all feeling about that? How are you feeling about things? Are you seeing any changes in your life? Are you doing anything to get you closer to where you want to be in life? Ashe, Ashe. For me, it's been quite challenging, I know most times when I come here, it's like I'm always, smiling. I'm happy, overall I am happy, but it doesn't mean that I am, skating throughout life or everything is just as it should be, because it is nowhere near where things should be in my life. But it doesn't mean that I'm just going to sit here and wallow and be sad either. That's wasted energy, and I don't have energy to waste. Hey, Spirit. My baby girl is down there messing with my feet. I just felt something cold on my foot. It was her nose. But yeah, so I'm always looking for ways to channel my energy to make sure that I am as upbeat and as positive as I can throughout my challenging times, because, what you throw out is definitely coming back. And I did experience, a couple of major setbacks, and having human experiences, I did feel what I was going to feel. I did allow myself to feel, a little down, a little deflated. I started to have those thoughts of things is just not working out, or things are not going to work out, more so than things are not working out. It was more so that things are not going to work out. And I started to find myself, the more that I thought on that negative line, the more negative thoughts came. It started to pinpoint and point out exactly what wasn't going to go well, and things is never set in stone, so I really had to take a moment and get real with myself, check myself inside first, you first, and figure out why I was feeling those things. And it's mainly because I have a couple of situations that are totally, and when I say totally, I mean there is absolutely nothing physically that I can do. Some things have to unfold and take its course. And the only thing that you can do is to know a thing and to put as much positive energy and love into the mix. Because if you know that the game right now that's being played is divide and conquer, and there's a spiritual warfare, you do hear people saying World War III is spiritually, you definitely want to make sure that you're keeping your mind right. So I definitely had to reach out to my sisters, reach out to my sacred circle, reach out to my TGs, talk to my husband, talk to those that are close to me, just so they will know where I am in this phase, because you never know who has what you could benefit from, who has what that you can use. So I did a tarot reading for myself. And normally when I do tarot readings for myself, it's a lot of cards. And it normally is a lot of cards, And a lot of the messages that came through was now was the time to give, not receive. You know what I'm saying? And I really didn't understand it at first. Like, give what? I give a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, give what? And it wasn't so much of a material thing. It wasn't about donating. It wasn't about charity work. It wasn't about any of the normal things, that take place into my life. It was more of giving of me, you know, um, stepping outside of my comfort zone of working things, feelings by myself, processing my thoughts by myself. It was a time of giving, giving those that I love and trust the vulnerability of me, or the soft spots of me, and that's really hard for me to do. I've gotten a lot better with it over the years, especially in my relationship. Milton is very patient, but that it's not comfortable. I don't know if it'll ever be comfortable, but I know that it's something that it benefits me in the long run to show that I'm not always suited and booted, like out in these streets, yes. But when it comes to like in my home space where you should be able to take off your armor, I'm still learning to become okay with taking off my armor in my home. And there's no reason for me to have armor in my home. I know this, but part of it is because of who I am as a person. And another part of it is because of lessons learned. People are going to do what people are going to do. That's a motto of mine. Nothing will ever change that. You know what I'm saying? So making the proper adjustments is definitely, it's hard. It's really, really hard. I don't like stripping myself bare. I don't like people seeing me cry. I don't like a lot of things. I don't like a lot of things, and I really had to tap into the energies of the moon as well as the fire, Aries rising over here. So, and then being an Aquarius is masculine energy. I have that in spades, you know what I'm saying? But that feminine energy that's a whole different beast. And I know a lot of people think that being a woman, you automatically know how to use your feminine energy, or you automatically understand what feminine energy is all about. And I'm here to tell you, not all women have that innate understanding. You know what I'm saying? And I am one of those women. Like, I have to learn to be nurturing. I have to, it's not even necessarily learning. I just have to do better at balancing it out. And I struggle there. And over the last couple of years, I had to come to an understanding that crying isn't a weakness, it's a strength. Being vulnerable isn't a weakness, is a strength. Just having you being expressive with your emotions and your thoughts and your feelings, these are what they consider to be feminine traits, feminine energies. And these are things that is very hard for me to balance out. I'm very analytical. I'm very mind nature. I do have feelings. We all do, but I tend to think more about my feelings and actually allowing myself to feel my feelings, if that makes sense. So with the nature of the 5 year, there's the 5 year, is Aries season, is a fiery time, Mars is around, is wartime, is go time, is prep time, is plan time, is a lot of masculine energy floating around. It's time to go, it's go mode, it's Ogun's time. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of energies, but also it's Oshun's time, it's feminine energy time. It's time to balance out some things in your life. And that's just where I've been tapping more so into the moon within these last year and a half, almost 2 years. I've been rocking heavily with the moon because I do find that she gives me what I need. She helps me to understand myself better. She helps me to understand that there's nothing to be afraid of when it comes to my feelings. There's nothing to fear when it comes to feelings. And yeah. So that's where I've been. Our last tarot session, and I'm waiting on Spirit to tell me if we're going to pull cards, or if you have a question, feel free to ask, and we could definitely take a look into it. But the last tarot reading that we did, it mentioned a lot of your roots. So this is where I've been since that reading. I've really been spending some time taking a look at my roots. I did African ancestry, regular ancestry. I took a look into those, and I've been working it, especially all weekend. Really been into it. I came across my third great grandmother, I believe my third great grandfather, on my father's side, which is odd because there wasn't a lot of information for me to get started there. But once I did, the ball just started to roll. So now I'm trying to balance it out on my mother's side. That feminine and masculine energy, is definitely about balancing it out. Yeah, and that's just where I am. I did some creativity for myself this weekend. I was creative, is what I'm trying to say. I put together, I went to Walmart, got a shoe rack, and turned it into a prayer station. That's my altar. As you can see, it's really tall, it's big, and there's no way to sit at it. You could, but I want to be more personable and intimate. So I built one, put it into my closet space right in my room, where I can just get out of my bed. I won't have to go into a separate room, and then I can just sit before it, meditate and pray, and just allow the visions to come up. My sister did a chakra meditation over the weekend, and it was so needed. I didn't even know how much I needed it. I knew that I needed one, and I kept saying, I needed one. We need one. We need one. But when we actually did it, we did it of the sacral, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, the lower three. And I actually meditated. Normally I do trance work. I zone out and allow the images to come up. But this time I actually put my sleep mask on, got comfortable, and just relaxed and focused on my breathing and listening to her talk, and, listening to the music. And 3 images came up. The first one was, what was the first one? The first one was smoke. It looked like incense smoke, it went right across me, and it was like going in an upward motion. It was white. It was wispy, like a wispy type of thing. That's why I got the sense of like incense smoke. So I spent time doing research on that. I'm trying to understand, the symbolism for smoke. Found a lot of information out on that. Like on one level, it could be your spirit rising, and starting to journey. Being on a spiritual level, you being open to the messages of the divine source, God, Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Allah, however you rock. It was on that level. Another level is definitely messages, when they do, like the natives, they do the smoke signals, it's a form of communication. And it could also be looked at as a warning, and then it also could be illusions, smoke screens, and mirrors, And I really took some time to focus on that, because within my personal tarot, a smoky mirror did come up. So something I'm not seeing clearly. And I only say that because a magnifying glass also came up. I wasn't using it or anything like that, but it definitely popped, as well as a bungee cord. So it really, I don't know, it really had me this weekend. I'm just working it, you know what I'm saying, and allowing it to work me, like the messages that came through. I always share, because I never know if the messages are solely for me, or will it assist and help someone else. You know what I'm saying? So when you break those things down, like when you hear about, you hear smoke, like wispy incense smoke, nothing heavy, nothing crazy. It was beautiful to actually see, but I definitely wanted to know, like, what did that represent? What did that mean? When you hear about things like that, or the bungee cord, for me, it was like taking a leap of faith, but some of us may be feeling like we need to have a safety net, there's really no faith in that. There's really no faith in that, so when I saw the bungee cord for myself, I had to really take a moment and try to understand, is this something that I'm doing? Like, am I not taking a leap of faith on something? Am I trying to make sure that even if I leap out there, I have something that's going to catch me. They won't let me fall flat on my face, you know? And again, the message is have a leap of faith, you know? And we talked about being protected under the umbrella. So I was really trying to understand what the bungee cord represented. It also could represent having an adventure, doing something adventurous, you know, like bungee jumping. You know what I'm saying? And that cord is that thing that's going to keep you from going splat, you know, not to say it like that, but yeah, like that. The magnifying glass for me was what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, but it was more so personal for me since I saw it during a meditation that I needed. It was making sure that I'm aware, taking a look at the finer details. You know, when you use a magnifying glass is to make something smaller, bigger, you know, so being able to see. We talked about the soaring card. I remember that. We talked about the soaring card, the last tarot, and seeing the bigger picture, you know, using that bird's eye view to have the bigger picture. But then on the flip side of that, I had to also remind myself to make sure that I'm not blowing something out of proportion. I'm not making something bigger than what it actually is, you know, or being on the lookout for that. It was it was like that. It was a lot, you know, and I'm always flipping coins over because there's always two sides to it. And I don't mean just literally one side, two side. I mean, it's infinite possibilities, but if I'm going to look at one thing, I'm going to look at it in its whole, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the what the fuck. And that's where I've been. And that's what I've been doing, you know, just making sure that I'm good to go with me before I focus on what's going on the outside. You know, if the outside is affecting me, then I'm still going to check me. I'm not going to focus on the outside. I'm not going to be mad or angry or bitter or salty that the outside world or outside of me is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. I'm going to focus more on me. Why am I allowing the outside to get in first and foremost? Why am I allowing the outside to affect me like this? Why am I changing how I would normally do something because of these outside forces? Self-accountability, you know, and it does require taking a good hard look at yourself. And even though root work or shadow worker, where I like to get to the nitty gritty of it all, it doesn't mean that it's easier for me. I don't like it just as much as the next person, but I do know that that's where the truth is. You know, we also talked about boundaries. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull some cards. I hear cards talking. We also talked about boundaries, and I had a couple of people this weekend, actually for the last couple of weeks, but a lot this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and even today. We were talking about boundaries. How do you feel about boundaries? You know, because I do know that there are some people that are setting their boundaries up right now, and they're doing something that they normally wouldn't do. So it may not feel that good. It may not feel like the greatest. You know, if y'all are saying anything I really can't see, I don't think so. Feel free to communicate. Feel free to talk to me. You know, doesn't have to be an open-ended conversation. I don't mind it either way, but just in case, you know. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to see because sometimes my computer glitches and I can't see people communicating. And I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. But yeah, you know, how do you feel about trying something new? You know, a lot of us are still not comfortable or still waiting for whatever it is that we're waiting for before we'll actually try something new. Some of us are trying something new. You know, some of us are really working on our boundaries. We really are working on saying no. We really are working on saying that's not for me. We really are working on saying I'm past that. I'm over that. I don't want to do that. I'm refusing to go back there. I'd rather take a look into the dark and see what's coming. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather do that. But it doesn't mean that it's easy, and it doesn't mean that it feels good. And in all honesty, you may not even know how to put it into words. You may not even know that the feelings that you're feeling is because of the changes that you made. You know, so just take a look into that. Like if you're having a spell of melancholy or you're sad, you feel depressed, you know, maybe it's because you're trying something new. And by it being new, you may not fully understand exactly what it is just yet. And the moon phase, okay, the moon phase right now, make sure there's no hidden ones. The moon phase right now is still in a shadowy time, is in the waxing crescent phase. And it's going to be hitting that first quarter moon on Tuesday, 420 day, Ashe, my mama, my ancestors' birthday, Ayi Bobo. I can't reach my bell, but let's rattle some bracelets. Ashe, Ashe. Yes. So with the waxing crescent, that means that we're going towards the full moon, which means that every day there's going to be more illumination. There'll be more light. Even though we're in this fire season, you can honestly use fire as light. Some of us don't look at fire as a way of being able to see. We look at fire as passion, as love, as sexual energy, as wartime. You got to be doing something, move, 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 go, 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 which you should, but don't forget that it's also light. Don't forget that it's a part of your spirit. So while some things may not be out to fully see or see completely, see in its totality, it doesn't mean that you don't have anything that you can shed some light on it. So with the waxing crescent, it's still part of the moon is still in the dark. On Tuesday, the moon will be split in half. It's the first quarter moon. It's the first half of the full moon. So this is a good time to really take a look. And I know y'all hear me say this all the time, and I'm going to keep saying it because that's what I'm being told to share, is your energy of it all. Are you really working towards the things that you want out of life, no matter what it is, whether you feel as though it's frivolous or it's a necessity? Are you really putting in the effort? Are you really putting the energy into it? Is not enough to say that you want something. It's not enough to ask the universe, your ancestors, your Lawals, your Orishas for it. It's not enough. You have to too do your part. It's coming towards you, but you got to make moves and strides towards it too. You got to make sure that you're fighting the correct fight. You got to make sure that you're not fighting yourself. You're not self-sabotaging yourself. You're not putting up roadblocks. You're not allowing one no to be a no forever. Most successful people, they always say that they don't take the first no. They don't take the first, second, or third, sometimes not even the 10th no. They keep doing it and doing it and doing it. They may have to change some things, revamp their approach, think of something new. And there's a lot of new possibilities that are popping off right now. This year, within the new year within a new year, meaning 21, from January as opposed to 21 in April, which a lot of us do celebrate that as the new year, Ashe, springtime, Ashe, is a lot of possibilities. And with the moon phases, they're just giving you the opportunities to set plans, make game plans, have a plan, stick to it. Try several different things, see what works, see what doesn't work. By the time that we start going into that Taurus, and depending on how you look at it, April 20th is Taurus season, Ashe. So that's only a couple days. And again, that'll be the first quarter moon of it all. Your foundations, the stability of it, checking in on your finances, checking in on, your accounts, making sure that everything is where it should be. Are you overspending? Or are you saving up to the point where you can't even allow yourself to treat yourself to something? Every day is a potential rainy day. That's Taurus energy. They don't mind spending money, but if they had their way, they wouldn't, because they never know what is going to come their way cosmically, what's going to require that money. And the one thing that Taurian people don't like is to not have the money to do all this work. They work a lot, they work hard. So to do all of this work and not be able to take care of something during an emergency time or during a unpredictable time, they don't do well with that. So they rather not spend. You know what I'm saying? First card that came through was music. It says, there is a melody to be heard in the deepest parts of the woods, if only we listen. So just taking it, off rip, music. Music has been playing a lot today. I've been listening to a lot of, I guess, 80s and 90s, like Durrell and Hall Oates, they came through. Cyndi Lauper just played. The Police came through. The group, the group. Boy George came through. George Michael came through. And the songs that was actually played, it really did put things into a artistic way of what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? So, but as the card is stating, the melody can be heard in the deepest part of the woods if only we listen. To me, that means going in, introspective, going into that deep, dark place, and not necessarily dark. It can be well lit in there, but I know when people think of introspection and shadow work, things are hiding in the shadows, which means that somewhere there has to be some darkness. But if you're one that is utilizing your fire, your spirit, or the energy of fire, you really can be in that deep dark place, and it can be lit, baby. It can be lit, but just being quiet and allowing your spirit team, your spirit guides, nature, the divine source to talk, your ancestors to commune. 4 feathers. So that's the 4 swords. Yeah, and this one is talking about rest and sanctuary, So going in, getting some rest. Have you been sleeping well? How has sleep been for you? How have the dreams been for you? A lot of messages have been coming through, as they always do, whether we remember our dreams or not. There are messages there. And are you seeing them? My dreams have been very vivid. Have your dreams been vivid? Have they been vivid? What have you been seeing? For me, I think I shared it before, and it hasn't changed. It's been a lot of movement. There have been a lot of boats. There have been a lot of water. What was last night's dream? Last night's dream, I needed some help. And I went to someone that I love and trust, like a family member. I went to a family member. And for some reason, all I had was a bike, like a legit bike, 2-wheel bike. And I knew that bike was not going to get me where I needed to be. It was too dangerous to travel on this bike. And I went and asked my cousin, one of my cousins, because for some reason I was in her neighborhood and she had a car. And I asked her if she could take me, I guess, home. And she said no, she couldn't take me home. She was already too close to home to go past her home to take me home, And even in the dream, I was a little fucked up, but it was a reminder in the conscious realm. Like when I woke up this rising, when I rose this rising and I started thinking about it, like in real time, she would never tell me no, but subconsciously she said no. And a couple thoughts came through after I got over the fact that my cousin told me no. Even though I knew it was a dream, I still woke up feeling some type of way. Like, why would she say no? For one, it was a boundary. She set a boundary. She said no, and even the dream, I wasn't mad. I think I was a little confused because this is a person that I love and trust. And I know in real life she would help me, so I didn't understand why she wouldn't help me in dream life. But it was basically just telling me that I have to do this portion. Like she couldn't help me with that. There's something that's going to come my way where I may seek help on it. I may feel as though that I can't do it by myself, and I may seek out some help. And that person will have an option, a choice, a decision to make of their own. We're not the only ones that are being faced with choices and options. You know what I'm saying? And decisions that need to be made. And I think that was the reminder of, don't forget that this is, life is not solely about you. It's not only about you. Everybody got choices and decisions and boundaries, and everybody has the right to say no. And she wasn't nasty about it. Like, she felt bad in a dream that she had to tell me no, but she worked all day. And I just heard one of my coworkers said, piss poor planning on your part does not make it an emergency on mine. She has a sign in her cube saying that. And I think it's so dope, and I think it's true, but I can't just use that for my benefit. Everybody has that same right. So in my dream, I was the one that was not prepared. I should have mapped out my day better. I could have done anything. I should have Ubered, or why don't I have a car? Like, why do you only have a bike? You know what I'm saying? So it's things like that. And I'm not saying that was the message, but right off rip, that's the thing that I took away. Make sure that you're planning for the moves that you're making. Make sure that you're well equipped, and then have some things in your arsenal and your knapsack, just in case life throws a curveball or someone does say no. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. But before you even do that, make sure that you've tried everything that you knew to try. And ultimately, I did get to where I needed to be. I worked it out. She said no, I worked it out. I took the bike, and I took the bike as long as I could. And at some point in the dream, I actually ended up in a car, my car, so it was weird, but thank you, Pops. It was weird, but the message came through for me. And again, I'm not saying that was the ultimate message, but it was a good message. It was a good starting point. Make sure I'm prepared, for the journey ahead, and make sure that I have what I need. Try everything that I can try before asking someone for assistance, because apparently I didn't need her assistance. I was probably being lazy, because I got to her on this bike. So wherever I came from, if I was trying to get back there, I could have gotten back on the bike, So in my dream, I was probably being lazy. So that's reminding me in real time and on this realm, though the waking conscious realm, to make sure that I'm not being lazy, make sure that I'm not trying to take the easy way out, make sure that I'm not expecting someone else to put me before themselves, because that's what I was asking of my cousin. I was asking for her to make sure that even though she just got off work, and she told me so, and I still requested for her to take me all the way back across town, and she was like, no, I can't do that. I love you, but I can't do that. I'm tired. I just got off work. I'm right here, because we were like not far from her house. And she was like, I'm right here, So just making sure that I'm using all of my resources as opposed to trying to use someone else as a resource. So yeah, and I dreamt so much, but it was either the last dream or it was the dream that stuck with me the most. And I pay attention to my dreams. Three of Shells, playfulness and bliss. So this is the Three of Cups. And it says playfulness and bliss. And then these are mammals. They're dolphins, as well as the shells, of course. But it's the three. It's the Trinity. It's the trifecta, So some of us may have been working hard, and it's time for a little play. And that could go right along with the rest. If you've been putting in a lot of work, because, again, Aries season is almost over. So some of us probably have been utilizing this energy of getting things in order, getting a plan together, doing something energetically, you know what I'm saying? And you've been putting in a lot of work. So before you go into the next phase, take these last couple of days to get some rest, or to have some fun, because when you get into that Taurian season, that's going to be the energy of making sure that the plans that you have in motion, or the thoughts that you have, are really solid, they're on firm ground, they're stable. Stability will definitely be the name of the game. And in order to do that, you just may have to put in some more work. You may have to check the foundation. You may have to check, the foundation in your thoughts, your dreams, your goal, the vision, making sure that each brick that you've laid down during this Aries season, it really will hold up the dream, hold up the house, hold up the building. You know what I'm saying? It's the foundation. And you're going to build off of that. So you want to make sure that it's firm, that it's good to go, that it's solid, that there are no cracks. There's no way for it to come tumbling down. Ashe. And then you have that water energy. So on this day of self-care, self-love, getting some rest, showing yourself, some love, being nurturing to yourself, being proud of yourself, even if you didn't get everything accomplished. Because I know some people do monthly goals. Even if you didn't accomplish everything that was on your goal, it does not mean that the rest of it doesn't need to get dealt with. It just means that, you need to take a minute, celebrate the things that you have gotten done, allow that to be enough. See how can you get these things accomplished now that we're going to be going into an earth energy. We're moving out of a fire energy, going into an earth energy. So how do we make these things that are already done? We need to make sure that they're solid, they're good to go, and then take a break to have some fun, do some resting, do absolutely nothing. If anyone is like me, I have a hard time in doing absolutely nothing. I always feel like it's something I could be doing. I feel guilty for doing absolutely nothing. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have to remind myself of that. Like, Robin, there's nothing wrong with that. Sitting in your big chair, doing absolutely nothing. I still work on that because it's a waste of energy. I'm going to do absolutely nothing, but I'm going to worry about it and feel guilty about it the whole way. I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. Like, that sounds crazy. It is crazy, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So have some fun. There are 3 people here. So getting together with some family. I know the environment is still what it is. We're still in a pandemic, but for some places they are a little less restrictive. They did raise up, some bans and things. You can sit outside and, 6 degrees, no pressure, all that rest of that good stuff. But, try to have a little fun, try to do something creative, go buy a shoe rack. You don't have to have all the money and all the lands to start your altar. You know what I'm saying? You can take 2 crates and a $2 piece of plywood from Home Depot and set up an altar space. That's creative. You can spray paint it. You can paint on it. You can do stencil work, something. And I know that sounds like, Robin, that ain't fun. That sounds like more like work, but it would be fun. It would be fun to actually see your vision come to life. That's fun. Or whatever fun is to you. Have a drink. I found a new bottle of, I'm a Moscato drinker. I love Moscato. And I did come across a new bottle. I normally try to find the Diastes because the Diastes are bubbly. I like the bubbles, and okay, we'll take you. And this one bottle, it was a black bottle with red writing on it. It just said Moscato, and it said sweet red. And I really wanted to try it because I do like, sweet wine. Most Moscatos are not red. They're either rosé or they are, the wine color, the little yellowy, amber, liquidy color. But this one was red. So, and then my husband was like, does it say Diasti? Because you know how you feel if it's not Diasti. And I'm like, well, it's a Moscato, like, can't go but so wrong. And he's like, but you've had a couple where they could. And I'm like, well, I still want to try this one. And I'm so glad I did because it had the fizz, it had the effervescence, it had the sweetness, and it was red and it was delicious. I crushed that bottle. I crushed it. Yeah, it was good. Friday after a long week. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Now I see, it's just confirmation in regards to where the resting or the playfulness or being blissed out, birth here. Some of us could actually be pregnant. Some of us could actually be, like I said, birthing new ideas or new projects, new adventures, new ventures, new business prospects. You're bringing something to life. And look at that. There's a full moon up there, being nurturing. We talked about that nurturing aspect. Oh, well, let me not negate the fact that the moon is currently in, it it'll be phasing into Cancer, so that's family oriented. That's emotions, deep feelings, deep emotions, nurturing aspect, and definitely really just getting in tune. So mind, body, and spirit here. Yeah. So congratulations to those that are either literally pregnant or you really are um, carrying life, whether it's a new job, a new career, a new relationship, you know. Yeah. Look at that full moon energy right there. Look at that. Yeah. So just know that more so now than ever, you're going to have to take care of yourself because you're going to need your energy to actually see this through. So yeah, we'll definitely tap into these last couple of days of Aries just to make sure, that you got that willpower, you got the power that you need to actually see it through. And there it is right there. You got the sacral energy here. And then as you come on up is more solar energy, So that sacral energy, like I said, you really could have been, utilizing that sexual energy that has been out there, and you may be with child. You even go get that pregnancy test, sis. You really may be with child, or you really could be birthing something new. Something new is coming to life, even if it's just you. You know what I'm saying? Even if you are the one that is going through a rebirth, letting go of the old, coming into the new. And Empress energy, you've gone through some things, you've gone through some challenges, but you're more, I don't know why I just heard put together. You're more put together now. You're wiser now, and don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short. You do know things. You know what you know, even if you don't know how you know. You do know you've grown. We talked about metamorphosis, coming from the caterpillar, turning into the butterfly. We talked about dragonfly energy. We talked about snake energy, shedding its skin. There's been a lot of transformations, and there's been a lot of legit deaths and things like that. And sometimes something must die so something else can be born, so let that be a message. But it's a celebratory time, even if in celebrating. So just in case for those that just popped in, the overall message was music. And it said, there's a melody to be heard in the deeper parts of the woods, if only we listen. So sometimes you just got to sit still. Can you hear the tree falling? Can you hear it? Then we have the Three of Shells, which is the Three of Cups. It's a good time to celebrate, to enjoy. We made it. We've come over a hurdle. And I know that I personally did. And like I said, when I changed my mindset, everything shifted. And we just rolled right on with the boogie. You know what I'm saying? Like we rolled with it. We didn't try to hide from it. We didn't try to make an excuse for it. We didn't try to overstep it. We went through it, as a whole unit, as a collective. Talking about me, my husband, and my sons, we definitely worked through it. And then you could really see there really wasn't no reason to trip. And I found myself saying, we've been here before. We've done this before. I was given the good pep talk, but I wasn't applying it to me. I was giving everybody else what they need, and I wasn't applying it to me. So I really had to stop and, apply it to me. I had to take a minute for myself and just get some rest. I truly did. Like I said, I had a hard time doing absolutely nothing, but I did it, and when my sister said, let's do that meditation, I did that, and it really gave me that energy. It made sure that the lower three were in alignment, that root, that sacral, that solar was in alignment to get me, it gave me a boost, so much more so that I can actually come live and have these conversations here. So yeah, we put these back into perspective. Thanks. So yeah, how are you feeling about, how are you feeling? Just how are you feeling? Tap into that motherly energy. That full moon energy is also the energy of Yemiya, the mermaids, La Sarine, Oluklun, depending on the Patakis, the folklores, and the legends, Oluklun is a female at the deeper parts of the ocean, the waters, Mama Wata, or any other water, Lawa, Orisha, deity, angel, spirit guide that you rock with is that type of energy. Water is definitely a secret keeper, is definitely a guardian, is definitely one of our ancestors. It helped give us life. So it's definitely an ancestor, so to speak, even though it's on this realm, on this plane right here, right now, but it is also a part of the as above and the so below, Ashe. So a part of that underworld as well as the heavens, i.e. Bobo, depending on the folklores, the Psatis, and the legends. Thanks. But yeah, it's also helping you to, you don't have to stay in the shadows if you don't want to. Someone could be trying to keep secrets from you. They definitely may be coming to the light, not falling for the hoodwinks and the bamboozles and the tricks of it all. But definitely take some time to get some rest. I'm hearing that you want to be sharp. You want to be alert. You definitely want to make sure that all your faculties are good to go. All systems are a go. Ashe, ashe. Since we're talking about this water energy, let's see what the water is talking about, the whispers of the water. Let's see what's popping here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ooh, look at these fishies. Ooh, rediscover your zeal. Pay attention to the passion you are feeling for discovery, learning, exploration, spirituality, travel, your work, or your relationship. Wow. Passion and desire go together, especially as inspiration. Yeah, look at that beautiful card. And I was just talking about the lower three chakras. Yeah, definitely a part of that lower three. So rediscovering yourself, rediscovering your passions, rediscovering, they gave a lot of information in this card. Pay attention, being aware, being observant. Ashe, ashe. And that's one thing about that Taurus energy. They're a fixed sign. So they are always paying attention. They may not be the best at processing information, but trust me when I tell you they took that information in. They don't move unless they want to move. A lot of times there's nothing you can do to get them to move if they don't want to move. They're bulls, and it is the year of the ox. And they are related somehow, some way. There's a lot of, controversy in regards to whether an ox is a bull that has been castrated or an ox is not a bull. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to that. But nonetheless, it is the year of the ox. So regardless, is making sure that your foundation is firm, your house is comfortable, as materialistically, as well as energetically. I'll put it to you that way. Taurus also rocks with Venus. So it definitely could be love. They said passions and relationships. Relationships don't necessarily have to be like a love affair. It can honestly be platonic. A relationship is a relationship. It could be between you and your kids, you and your sisters, you and a good coworker. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to the energies that you are surrounding yourself with, because, right about now, that's the energy that's going to be circling and coming back to you. So, yeah. And what's inspiring you, 4, and this is 40. So 4 is all about the foundations, the stabilities, all of that. But that 0 is definitely feminine energy, that goes right along with the pregnancy of the Empress. You know what I'm saying? So definitely new possibilities are definitely the name of the game right now. If you are willing to allow yourself to be open, exposed, vulnerable enough to bring it through. I saw something today that I found quite interesting. I saw a post where someone had, and it said, something about when a woman is giving birth, there's only so far. It's called the maiden birth or something like that. Is only so far the maiden can go. She feels as though she can't go any further. So if anybody just had a baby, they actually have to push out. You know that it gets to a point where you just feel as though you don't have any more energy. There's nothing else that you ain't got nothing else to give. I gave it all she got, Captain. I ain't got nothing else. You know, they say at that point in time, the maiden dies and the mother is then born, and she's the one that actually pushes the rest of the way to get life out, to get the baby out. So the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the Marasatwa, has come through for me today. I just wanted to share that. So if you feel as though that you don't have enough energy for this leg, you know, you may be in a transition. You may be metamorphosing into the mother aspect of the maiden, the mother, and the crone. That's growth. That's room for celebration within itself. That's a time to go ahead and get your rest, you know? Yeah. Make sure your sanctuary is good to go. Make sure your home life is good to go energetically. Yeah. And if you've been eyeing something, if you've been saving, and you've been eyeing something, treat yourself. I may be the wrong person, you know, to talk to you about that, because I don't like to just work and pay bills and not be able to treat myself or treat my loved one, treat anyone, you know, whether it's a homeless person or someone, you know, that I know and love and care about. You know, I definitely like to share, but rediscover your passion. Some people are like, well, I don't even know. I don't know. You got to rediscover Sankofa. Go back there and get it. Take a look into past lives. You know what I'm saying? What did you like to do when you were in your 20s? Or if you're in your 20s, what did you like to do in your tweens? And if you're in your tweens, what did you like to do as a kid? You know, I talked about coloring jacks. Hopscotch just came up, you know, just see what you really liked, or it could be something even now. Maybe you're in a different field and you're finding that you really do miss doing the work that you used to do. Now is a good time to try to figure that out, especially if it, you know, sets you on fire. Because when that Taurus season hit, you also may be a little stubborn as well. Gratitude and thanks. Oh, look at that. And this is Nana Bolo Clo energy coming all the way through. Yes. Look at that. That's a purple card. And that's that misty smoke that I was talking about from my meditation. Yeah. And look at all of that transformation. This is the butterfly. All that transformation that's taking place, and giving your gratitude and saying thanks and being grateful. I actually have a dress like this, only mine has sleeves, but it has this exact print on it. I'm going to take this card very seriously. I always give my thanks and my gratitude, but for me, I'll be a little bit more specific in my my thanks and my gratitude. Oh, and it has my favorite flowers down here. There are tulips down here at the bottom. And then you have lilies at the top. So take a look into that. Like if your favorite flower is lilies, see what the symbolism spiritually is represented for lilies. And then I just saw a cat, and then my niece cat name is Lily. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely check in on them, see how they're doing. But or if your favorite flower is tulips, take a look and see what the spiritual meaning of tulips, like why are they popping up now in your life, as well as daisies. And I don't know what these purple things are. I'll take a look into that though. But take a look into the flowers. I would say right now, flowers are the name of the game. But and she has a wreath over her head as well. Palms up, gratitude and thanks. What is it that you're grateful for today? As we near out on Aries, this fiery energy time with the moon, the masculine and energy mixing and blending and apparently mating with the feminine energy. What are you grateful for? The spirit is listening. God is listening. Your orishas, the loas, the universe, all of them, they are listening, So go ahead and give your gratitude and give your thanks, even if it's just for you to be alive. I don't have anything to be grateful for. That's that energy. That's that mindset. And this is a good reason as to why things are happening the way that they're happening in your life, because you can't see what's going right. You only can see what's going wrong. And you don't really want to let that be the focus, because then you'll start to see what everything's going wrong. You'll really start to see that. Change the mindset. If you're not having a day that you want to have, change that shit. If you're not having the love that you want to have, change that shit. Be the alchemist. Okay. We got several messages coming through. The first one, the first one is Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. Yeah. And that's that Aries energy. I'm trying to tell you, take these last couple of days to figure some things out. Where is it hiding? And it's probably in the shadows. We're in that shadowy time frame right now. Be the hunter, not the hunted. That's like me always saying, be the predator, not the prey. Be the hunter and not the hunted. And then he has a lot of blue taking place here. So your thoughts, your feelings, the air and the water, thoughts and feelings, your emotions. What's holding you back? He has, let's be clear, he has ram and it looked like buck energies up in here. So this is definitely masculine energy coming through. The antlers. Thank you, Robin. Good night. But yeah, go take that moment of going deep within. And that Aries energy, like I said, using your fire to really see the things that you need to see. And this gratitude and thanks card is definitely giving that earth and air energy, grounding yourself, giving your thanks, saying, yes, thank you. I appreciate it for all that you've done, even if I don't know what all of those things are. Yeah. This next one. Warrior. Y'all know Amethyst Clover. We some warriors, baby. Warrior. And it says, be fearless and stand strong. That's that Taurus energy that's coming through. Like I said, they will not be moved. Be fearless and stand strong. No coincidences that they came out together. The first card is telling you to track down your fears and your desires. So that can honestly be like, who is that? I will definitely say Ogun energy, Ochusi energy, whoever the trackers are. You could definitely work with them. Oh, and as far as even though this is a masculine card, I legit just saw Offset, who they call Isis. She literally went and tracked down all of Osiris. You know what I'm saying? Or Asar. Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe you need to be a tracker. The hunter, I'm seeing Twilight as well. Remember, and he's definitely giving me and maybe this is why he's definitely giving me the energy of James. Remember, James was a tracker for those that are Twilighters. Remember, James was the tracker. And that's how he played the game between everyone, but especially Bella and Edward. He was a tracker. Like he could sniff out the scent. He could track people. Yeah. So go on a hunt, find out the last of your fears for this cycle that's preventing you, that's blocking you, that's stopping you, or that's giving you such serious pause that you really are like a hangman, and you hang upside down too long, your head will explode, like legit. You're going to have to make a move at some point in time. So figure out what's the holdup. And then it says your fears and desires. A lot of times our desires are also connected to our fears. We really want to do this. We really want this, but we're afraid to even try because, and people say that they're afraid to fail. And then, you have people like me that's like, so you rather not try, which means you've already failed. But you're afraid of failing. You don't want to fail, but you've already failed by not giving it a try. When people hear that and you hear it comes out in that manner or however others say it, it really puts things into perspective, So think about that. You're too afraid to try because you don't want to fail. So you'd rather not try. You rather guarantee failure, but you don't want to fail. It's things like that. And then it says to be strong, be fearless and stand strong. Be fearless and stand strong, because fear, fake or false evidence appearing real, they don't exist. They're an illusion. So be fearless. And even if you have a little fear is nothing but energy. It's an emotion. It's energy. Channel it, absorb it, feel the energy of being scared, but not to the point where it's crippling you, not to the point where it's stopping you, stand your ground. You definitely may be facing some tests coming up. And this is probably why they're advising you to get some rest, have some fun, because what could be coming up in regards to the next leg of your journey, it definitely could be confrontational. Some people definitely are still trying it. They're still doing what their life mission is, their life purpose. That's to get you not to succeed. That's to get you on their end, their side. Oh, and I was talking about this blue of air and water just one more time. I don't know why that came back up, but if your color is blue, you definitely want to take this message of being the hunter seriously. Indeed. And then the last one, oh, nope, not the last one, hidden messages. Got you. The next one is shapeshifter. To me, the first person I instantly thought of was Oya. Oya is a shapeshifter. Ashe. Shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. These are coming in some type of order, and they're not behind each other. This is an alphabetical deck. So we got H, W, and now S. Shapeshifter, transform and unveil your gifts. So, like I said, some of us are going through a transformation, a rebirth, and it's definitely bringing along that newness, that energy. Yeah. And you have the wolf, which is my spirit animal. Then you also have the eagle. And then it looks as if he has part lion. Yeah. See the eye? And then there's the moon in the background yet again. So yeah, there could be some definite changes taking place with you by the full moon or with the full moon energy. When is the full moon? I think it's like what, a week after the first quarter moon. Let me see. First quarter moon is on the 20th. And the full moon is on the 26th. Yeah, so about 6 days after. And that'll be going into Scorpio. So depending on the calendar, it'll be in between Libra, going into Scorpio, or it'll be fully in Scorpio, depending on the calendar. Ashe, ashe. But nonetheless, it'll be going from an air energy, because you get 3 days of the full moon, the day of the full moon, and 3 days after. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So Friday, the waxing gibbous will be in Virgo. So that's earth energy. So it's going to be going from, if we do 3 days before, we'll be in the earth energy of it. And then you'll hit the air energy of it. So that'll be the grounding, the stability, the monetary part of it. Let's not forget that the earth signs, they do work hard because they do like things, saving as well as spending. Virgo, yeah, keeping your thoughts pure at that time, keeping your energy up at that time, maybe sustaining from sex at that time, like a sex fast. at that time. Let your freak flag fly. I'm just saying. And then it'll be going into that Libra, the balancing it out, the intellect, the communication parts. Air signs love to communicate. They also love to think. Libra will definitely be rocking on a more with love because their planet also is Venus. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And then you have that full moon energy going into the water, the deep, dark energies of it all, the underworld energies of it all. You could really commune with your ancestors with this full moon. You really could commune with the dead with this full moon. This energy will still also have Oya in it because Oya rocks with Scorpio energy. So the gatekeeper of the Igun or the Igunguns, you know what I'm saying? The ancestors, the dead. So even with that, you could also utilize the gay days, Mama Brigitte, Hecate, any other goddesses. No coincidences that you got the wolf coming out with the full moon at that time. Then you have the eagle, being able to see things clearly. It's a fucking full moon. It's totally illuminated. There's nothing left hidden in the shadows. So if you need some type of answer, I will definitely start preparing for that now. I will definitely start getting my thoughts and my courage up. He got the eye of the Leo, the lion. The lion also rocks with the sun. So there's that masculine and feminine energy coming out yet again. But having the courage to be fearless, having the courage to ask for some help. If you tried everything and it's just not, you need some assistance, not letting pride get in the way, being willing to ask for some assistance, seeing things from different perspectives. He also has a widow's peak here. So depending on the Pataki folklores and legend, that could mean long life, that also could be a sign of wisdom. Ashe, ashe. So yeah, you're definitely about to get some information. Some knowledge is definitely about to drop overall. Is what's popping. Is what's popping. And then the last card is Stargazer. It says set your sights higher. And the telescope is a form of a magnifying glass. It makes small objects bigger. Ashe, ashe. So I'll definitely be listening to this as well. So Stargazer, set your sights higher. That's what that eagle is coming from, that higher perspective. The spirit team is saying that you may be dreaming too small. That message came out before. And this could be a reminder to Sankofa, think back if you rocked with the Jupiter and Saturn conjunction that took place December the 21st. If you rock with that, don't forget that was the big dream. You know what I'm saying? This looks like it has symbols on here, and it has all of the symbols on here. It has Mercury. It has, it looks like Virgo energy, feminine, masculine, binary energy on here as well. Crescent moon on here, as well as some other symbols on the telescope. So pay attention to the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities. You want to pay attention to all of that. And these cards from this deck, they all came out as masculine energy, but they're definitely tapping into the feminine energy as well. Feathers is also the name of the game. We have the 4 feathers, and then you see feathers here. You see feathers here. So if you see a feather, there's definitely a message coming from your ancestors, your team. Look up. Set your sights higher, yeah, but definitely look up. There could be some activities taking place within the sky. Maybe it's telling you to take a look into your natal chart right now. Take a look at your horoscope right now. If you rock and you believe in those type of things, take a look into that. And then let's see what is taking place with the overall messages. Okay. Anything else? I couldn't even get that one out. Anything else? Thank you. So the first one that came out, this deck says the 44 is a master number. Nonetheless, double fours. So that's earth energy squared. You got these fours. So this is like a 4, 4, 4. Okay, no worries. They got it. They got it covered. I was about to go find 444, but they didn't already took care of this. Okay, no worries. So the 44 says, your angels are encouraging you to continue on your present life path with diligence and determination, and even greater success will come in the future. I am supported. So again, it's telling you that you're not alone. You're not alone. Just stay the course. While you're on this course, track down your fears, your insecurities, your doubts. There's a beautiful garden here. You definitely want to make sure that no weeds are placed in it, choking out the life source or force of it. Yeah. For those of us that are birthing, that are about to bring life, yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you're on the path that you're on. They're saying that it's good to go. Take that to your altar. They're saying there's no need to deviate from the plan right now. Take that to your altar. This is a generalized message. So, if it don't apply, let it fly. But the next message, you have keen awareness of what's happening around you. A strong intuition is your gift. Remember, they said, track down your fears and your desires. And then they said to be fearless and stay strong. But the last message that they gave is transform and unveil your gifts. So they're telling you to allow this transformation to happen, allow this rebirth to happen. Aries does take place in the spring. Spring is about renewal, rebirth, anew. Ashe, ashe. But yeah, they're saying that you have intuition as a gift and will help you understand the unspoken feelings and thoughts of others, the energies and the vibrations. I talked about that in that last live. Check that out. This insight allows you to be a great guide and supporter. Ashe, ashe. It'll also allow you to be a great hunter, tracking things down, a guide. Yeah. And being a warrior. Oh, and they said this was a master number 44, but this is actually a master number 11. Ashe, ashe. So urgent messages, urgent changes. There's an urgent change taking place. And if you feel it and if you're afraid, you definitely want to track down what's causing that fear and handle that shit like the true warrior that you are. So this transformation that you must go through can happen. Ashe, and they're telling you you're not alone in this. You're divinely guided. Divinely. The next one, and this is what made me say that I didn't need to find a 444 because 888 came out. As you focus on all the wonderful things that surround you, you're clearing the path for more positive energy to flow into all areas of your life and creating a place for abundance. 888. I am abundant. Yes, that's that Saturn and Jupiter conjunction that I was talking about here. Okay, hold on. It's also about that earth energy, making sure that all areas of your life is good to go. You're on solid ground. It's concrete, and to get rid of the old, to let this new in. This new in. You've come too far. You've worked too hard. Do not give up now. Do not quit now. I know you probably feel as though that you've only been doing this maybe a couple of months or something like that. But baby, this has been in the making since before you were born, depending on how you rock. Ashe, ashe. But yeah, it's longer than what you think is what I'm saying. You've been wanting something for a very long time. And, everything is in alignment for you to create a place of abundance. So even if it's something that's going on within the home, that Taurian energy, a relationship, that Taurian energy, that Librian energy, balancing it out. This whole reading has been talking about balance for the most part, balancing it out, that feminine and masculine energy. Ashe, ashe. Setting your sights higher. You can already see the cycle coming to a completion with this. She looks pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like she's almost ready to pop. So yeah, that phase is almost over. So set yourself on the next level. Definitely take your breaks, but your mind may already be on to the next thing. And I know for some people that's not healthy. I do agree that that's not healthy. We should be celebrating our small victories. And they say playfulness and bliss, having some fun, some celebrations taking place. But that doesn't mean that you don't start getting yourself prepared at some point for the next phase of your journey. Ashe, ashe. Then this deck also says that 55 is also a master number. Master numbers are 11, 22, 33, but depending on how people rock, they think of most double digits as master numbers. So to each their own. Nonetheless, if this deck is going to use 44 as well as 55 and 11, that's the Trinity. That's 3 master numbers that have come out already. So this is coming directly from source. You understand what I'm saying? Substantial change is in your future. It said, allow this transformation to happen. You know, substantial changes in your future. Embrace the change. A need to overcome your insecurities and let go of your fears. So just in case you were not listening, I am evolving. 55. I told you 55 is, fives are not just about conflict and strife. 5 is also about change. 5 is also about transformation. Ashe, ashe. So yeah, they are acknowledging that you may have some fears and there's no need to fear because it's just an illusion. You know, don't fall for the smoke screens and mirrors. Don't fall for the smoke screens and mirrors. Ashe, be grateful for your wisdom. Be grateful for your strength. Give your gratitude. It didn't kill you. You're still here, you know. Be thankful. And like I said, the butterflies is a sign of transformation. So all of these messages are just overlapping each other. You're going through a change. You've already had a change. And it's just time to get some rest or to have a little fun. Choose wisely because the timeline on when it may be time for you to get back to work is when it's time for you to get back to work. Ashe, ashe. But they have 3 master numbers here. So like I said, with that 11, urgent changes and urgent messages, the messages that some changes are going to be happening rapidly. Even if you've already gone through some changes, there are going to be more changes to come. Ashe, ashe. Yes. So may no ill thought, words, curses, hexes, spells, negative energy, low vibration cross you, your aura, your head space, your auric, your aura, your field space, or your aortic field, your heart space. We're going to take what we need and leave the rest. If anyone is trying to do any harm to us on any type of level with any kind of weapon, come through Ogun, ashe, ashe. Energetically, mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, we want to return all that shit to sender 9 by 9 by 9. Ashe, ashe, 729. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Yeah, that's the energy that we're sending back to that. You know, because we're out here trying to do what we're trying to do, what we need to do, what must be done, using the energy of that 5, that wartime, that energy, that conflict, ashe. The energy of Aries, which is also war energy, Mars energy, ashe, ashe, Ogun energy, ashe, ashe. But don't forget that today, or not just today, but the 5 also represents Oshun or any other Orisha, deity, Lawa that you rock with that's on the level of Oshun. Whether it is Urzali Frida Dahomey, whether it is Aphrodite, whether it is Persephone. Persephone will be a good one to rock with, as well as Oya right now, because she's definitely on this. Oba as well. Any of the feminine energies, honestly, you can even definitely, you want to rock with Newt because there's a lot of night energy just coming through. Ashe, ashe. But Hecate as well. I don't know if I said her name either. Medusa, Damarasa Toi, Ayi Bobo, definitely coming through. Medusa is all about transformation. She, you know, the legend goes, she transformed people into stone if you look at her too hard. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, be the hunter, not the hunted. When you're being a hunter, focus on your fears and your desires. Don't let your fears hunt you. You hunt them. You conquer them. You get that shit out the way. Square that shit up. Stand strong and be fearless. Be righteous in your righteousness. He got his war ready face and garb and spear in sight. There's transformation, shapeshifters. Let me flip the coin on that. Someone could be shapeshifting, being whoever it is that you need them to be so they can get what they need from you. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. And don't forget, look up, like physically look up. There's energies and activities taking place in the sky. Stargazer, set your sights higher, higher. It's no ceiling. No ceiling. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes. May your body get the rest that it needs. May your spirit travel on to get the information that it needs, Ashe. And may it safely returns to your body so you can rise up in the rising and we can commune again. Ashe, Ashe, Ayi, Bobo. Ashayo. And if you're not having the Sunday that you want to have, and it's way too sacred and beautiful and special of a day for that, you better change that shit, baby. Change that shit. Tomorrow is Papa Legba's day, Crossroad Day, Energy Day, asking proper questions, waiting for your answers. Ashe, Ashe, making decisions. That's what Crossroads is really all about. There are many ways that you can go. There are many ways to handle these things, but please don't forget to check in. Make sure you're rooted, suited, booted. If you practice sex magic, it's a good time for that. Ashe, Ashe. Masculine and feminine energies are getting together. Not saying that only masculine and feminine energies can get together. I'm just saying masculine and feminine energies are getting together. Ashe, Ashe. Make that happen. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for whoever you are, for rocking. Thank you for your thumbs up. Please subscribe. Feel free to share and smash that bell so you can get these notifications. Ashe, Ashe. Peace, family. Thank you for rocking.